laners, Vex, Galio, Swain, Talia, yeah. And he's been spamming it so much that even Impact is like, dude, stop. He's saying it in chat. Jojo, stop spamming. The rest of the guys are having fun little banter, and Jojo is just spamming Niski's champion pool. And Mad Lions admitted that some of them have been arguing about if they should mute him or not.
Well, let's see if that's actually going to be enough muting Jojo. I know that DFM, first time they played against EG, the one that Yaharong won in the mid lane was the one where he never responded to Jojo.
That's the secret.
You lose. It's like gambling. You lose if you play.
That's a good little lesson right there from Goldborg. So, the other thing we have to talk about now is Mad Lions go back to red side. Lost game 1 on red side, lost game 2 on blue side, and that set counter pick into the blind pick Silas felt devastating. I think Mad Lions recognize that they are in deep trouble in this series right now. And red side does give you the opportunity to get really advantageous solo lane matchups, and I think they just want to try to dominate this game from level 1 onwards. It has not been a series that has... It was a little close in game 1, but EG won most of the mid to late game fights in that series. They dominated game 2, and I think, yeah, this is what they're going to do. A lot of really early aggro picks.
Ooh, oh, there you have it. I actually expected a Trundle to come through with the Sejuani into it, but no, you're right. They're just going to take it straight into what Elyoya can keep it pressure up with instead. Now, the thing just tanky resistant, keeping scaling going, seeing that they're already very low range is something you can take into account as EG. But you can also say, well, you haven't picked Silas yet. I can take it now. It used to be the one that Jojo wanted to play.
We'll see if he goes for it. I think Elyoya has had enough of this supporting his team gameplay crap. He had Vi in game 1, the Trundle game 2. He wants the hard carry in the Graves performance, but already EG going full defensive mode, more tanky meatballs.
Yeah, but you could also play this one aggressive. Kind of feel your blue team EG is drafting for themselves here, but with the Severin on the Aphelios, you can stack the Braum passive really quickly. Having the slow on Kalista is actually really valuable as well. And knowing that Kalista quite often wants to play with an Engager, having that Braum is going to be really good, but also having the Kalista, seeing the Renata open, this is a pick that allows you to get so aggressive that you can die, still keep the Rend available, and then afterwards finding the execute.
Yeah, another aggressive 2v2 here for the Mad Lions. We'll see how it shakes out this time. EG have done a generally good job of kind of playing good defense and making sure things don't get out of hand, as Impact's going to lose his GP here.
GP taken out was very impactful in that game. I never mean to do it, actually. It always happens. It's a crutch word of mine, and it's unfortunate that a player has that name. But GP, not something you often see banned in the meta, and it speaks to the fact that it allows Impact to play weak side scale up. He actually topped the game in damage charge quietly, as much as we talked about set and all that playmaking. The GP was kind of that insurance policy that game, and they say, all right, we want to make top lane more interesting. Armut actually said that in chat. He said, I will make top lane more interesting this time, Impact. So I think they want to go for a more skill-intensive matchup. We'll see what they end up counterpicking. It will probably be Niski taking the blind. One more ban first for EG, though.
Yeah, but is it really actually in this situation? Because how top lane has been going, it's not really like the counter matchup has amounted to much, right? First one, it was the rumble into it, and it was still a weak side. It wasn't really a lane that was played for. It's when Armut isn't on the Na, it's really difficult for them to take charge and actually have a solid lane to play through. They still do it, like you saw in Yawn earlier, but it's not the one that's going to give you the extra oomph, the game lead, the spear that your team needs to play for.
No respect given over to the mid laner. Just go ahead, ban 2 more top laners. Things Armut has played already the tournament. See how far you can push him down. To Mark's point, it does look like a blind here for Niski. We'll see what champion he does want to settle on.
Yeah, I mean, once again, I think if you know that you're going to be having a weak side on the top side, I'm down for Armut just blind picking whatever that's still available for himself. But no, it is going to be Niski with the Victor as well coming through, kind of saying, well, if you want to play the Silas, I have the Victor matchup into you, and I'm going to be happy about that.
We'll see if Jojo wants to play that again. Got slapped down by Humanoid, but Humanoid also has 27 CSD at 15. He's kind of a monster in lane. Jojo not taking that.
This was open.
LeBlanc left open. They banned out one assassin. Still going to be able to find that one.
And it's going to be curious to see how it's going to be piloted from the Mad Lions side, because a lot of it right now, it's about fighting that pressure to play around Elyoya. But the side over from EG, they're built around soaking pressure from the bot lane to mid lane as well, who's actually able to contest you, having the CC in the early game, to the point where if this is a jungler for Inspired, you have a super solid tank in the top lane that you don't have to worry too much about.
See if he locks in the Lee Sin. The Flex Sejuani
That's
comes
so
through.
smart.
And they're able to get LeBlanc Lee Sin for the 2v2 mid combo to try and bully this Victor out.
And here's the thing then. Here's the last pick we saved for R5 on Matt Lyons. Here's that extra one that needs to hammer it home in terms of putting Armored in a beneficial position. Because if you don't, well, all of a sudden, we have what you said here. You left mid lane out, you blind pick the Victor, you have LeBlanc and Lee Sin to come through to challenge it, and it looks like Armored is going to go on that Gwen to try and be a menace in a side lane later, but potentially also in team fight if he gets ahead of the curve.
Second most played in summer overall. He had 7 Gnar games, 6 Gwen games. This is the angle that they need for him to generate some pressure, punish EG for flexing the Sejuani up into the top side, taking that tank melee matchup into Gwen. If you can do that, then maybe Nisqy feels better about blinding the Victor and getting this kind of double counter pick essentially that has come in with the LeBlanc Lee Sin. Also for Mad Lions, bot lane want to see them step up. They have had the aggressive matchup. All 3 lanes have not really found advantages despite that fact.
Yeah, and in terms of proactivity, this is where you want to see the early game proactivity come through from Mad Lions, right? You have a Kalista, that just speaks to playing through the bot lane. You have the Graves as well, that just speaks
window
to
here. Armut extended in the lane, has Ghost, no flash.
Not quite level 3 there for Impact, but might be relatively close. Now dings it. That's going to be the call for Inspired to join up. It's no flash, it's Ghost only. Armor going to pop up, but Impact already on there. Needs a one more auto. That's going to be the stun. Lines it up. Inspired knocks it down. It's first blood again, this time to the EG jungler.
Great stuff from Inspired. He even skips the camps to start out with the red, but Nisqy's going to come back with the Doran's Ring and more refillable stealth. Really smart pathing by Inspired here. Once again, realizing the ward has been dropped, goes up towards the tri-bush and finds the flank.
I was going about how they have side lane pressure for both side lanes for Mad Lions. That's critical for the Graves because you don't really have great gank setup in any of your lanes, except maybe bot lane if Renata can land the handshake. So what you really want to do is play with pressure in your side lanes to now Graves to find these
CS back up, so it must have just been a wave thing.
Hello.
I pointed out earlier.
Impact did stop a recall on Arm. It doesn't have enough. Oh, here we go.
Flash, slow, Q, solo, easy bolo there for Inspired.
Oh, Impact. That double counter pick, but he has done a great job surviving this lane phase thus far.
Impact, what a roam! That's gonna be the kill in mid lane, and Jojo Pune capitalizes.
You had to say that, right? You just
still there. Algolia though does successfully finish the Herald. Fade's called pop. Vulcan the target, hand shook back. Bounces back to carry though, and should be okay for now, but Vulcan, a lot of spears there. The Ren pulled out, but Kai's now gonna get turned back around. Cowie knows the coast is clear, but isn't that clear? Unforgiven, jumping back in. Exhaust is there. Great Winter's Bite there for Vulcan. Needs to slow things down, but Unforgiven still chasing.
E slow, Q coming up.
Not enough spears, but the Q is there, and the damage isn't enough as Nisqy solos out Jojo.
At least on the other side, they get one, but side...
Unforgiven and Kaiser having the aggressive picks, finding a kill. This just looks like Jojo,
he's flexing.
Yeah.
Oh, does not get the full extension of that W either. Tries to go back, but finds Armut.
I mean, you take the good and the bad with Jojo here, trying to make something happen. Does get caught out. I said solo kill, very wrong about that one. Happening in the middle of 3 people.
It's an isolated death, but not really a solo kill, being gifted over to Nisqy afterwards. And...
that's
Did we?
Dirty farming there on top side. Drake is up and available. Inspired finds the Q. Jojo under fire. Alioya gonna get kicked back in. Very nice alley-oop, and Alioya is gonna die to Jojo as Impact now in mid lane. Gonna get rendered, but not enough damage and Unforgiven. Are you too far forward? Vulcan tries to make the play. The hostile takeover though, absolutely wild out of Kaiser, and Unforgiven is gonna find the Cowrie with the turnaround of all turnarounds. Inspired is just too strong.
What a massive Aphelios ultimate that comes down for Cowrie there before he finally goes down. Look good from Matt Lyons bot lane in the beginning. Great sidesteps from Unforgiven on the ultimate as well that came out from Vulcan. Hostile takeover even better, but it's the turnaround of that play where EG strikes back.
The substitute bot laner for EG showing no fear. We've been talking about top lane, jungle, mid lane. He says, don't forget about me. Absolutely massive blue gun ult to save this fight. It starts well for EG. Nice flash ult pickoff. They blow him up. Impact's a little bit too far forward. And then instead of just kind of backing out of this team fight, they really want to turn this one and punish Unforgiven. But the nice sidestep there, denying the knockup, allows him to keep getting this damage out. Also, Nisqy dropping a ton of damage himself. But then here goes Cowrie. Q ult, as well as getting the spray of the gun onto all 4 members.
And a big problem here is that the bailout from Kaiser actually went on towards Nisqy, so it didn't allow Unforgiven to keep an extended team fight on the Kalista instead. And, well, this is a face that says 1,000 words.
I appreciate the automatic
means that they do have that advantage where Armut cannot come in. Impact just came up. Let's see if they want to go back to traditional lane states. Oh, they're just brute forcing this.
Impact just going straight forward. Fatescall's going to pull out Kaiser. Tower is still there, don't forget. But now he pops back out. Hostile takeover's decent, but Inspired is diving in onto them. Still though a 3v3. Looks like the TP got cancelled by Niski's ulti.
Yeah,
Here's the jungler now. Make it 3-for-1, but I think the turret's going to be all they get. Vulcan's here as well. Okay. Niski dodging every skill shot. Inspired says dodge this, you can't. There's the fight. Oh, a bit of a nombo into the ultimate there out of Braum, and he's gonna get away.
Okay, EG finally swapped their resources down to the bot side of the map. The correct macro play, micro-wise, bit of a misplay. Niski was able to fancy feet out of everything, and then like you said, the knock-up on the kickback means that Niski's still in range to keep comboing onto Inspired. Does lose his flash at the tail end of that 1-for-1. Only though because they did get Niski's flash earlier on. Does buy Armut time to grab top turret.
Yeah, so in terms of objective, they actually trade even.
Less league relevant, but indeed a nice saying. But it also holds true now for EG. Maybe you don't want to fight if the hostile takeover.
Impact nails it. Cleanse is good though, but the follow-up is there. That's a very nice handshake to disengage. TP coming in and EG say, okay, that's good enough.
And one thing to notice as well is that Braum Shield actually blocks that hostile takeover. So
yeah, I got the cleanse out for Unforgiven, so I don't think that won't be up for the dragon fight. Does mean that he'll be slightly more open of a target as Jojo's starting to hurt. Still only on one item. About to complete that Shadow Flame. He's only at 150 gold actually, so probably won't have that one in time for the dragon fight.
Baron just getting straight up started up here. Red Gun is available for Kari. He's getting rid of the Gravito Massive right now, seeing if he can get the better ones. And there you have it. Red-White don't fight, as you say, Mark, but potentially us. Also a saving grace for Mad Lions if they get the correct fight here.
They know now as well. Jojo actually looking for the flank. They are going to look to make the turn. Gwen is immune. And Armut will be safe. EG now a little bit worse for wear as Mad maybe look for the counter engage, but no one's pulling the trigger just yet. Again, to your point, Goldberg, not that many engage tools for the Mad Lions.
They can't really engage for Mad Lions, so if they can't get away past the Braum, it's very difficult. I'm surprised EG are starting this one up again. Inspired getting low.
Committed a TP for it as well. Good little gravity while they're in the chokehold. Chaos Storm is nice. Vulcan bops away though. Ulti out of Kaori is going to be countered by Fate's Call as Kaiser is pulled back. Ooh.
Oh no, he's just dead. He walks into the turret.
The little turrets.
He didn't see it.
Jojo can now keep going. Inspired also is tagged up by Lyoya, but again, a bit of restraint. Now we get him faint in. Goes once more. Q-lands onto Unforgiven. Impact finds the ulti onto Niski. Trying to make the big plays here. Inspired with the kick. Jojo Poon shuts down the enemy. Kalista. Lyoya's going to die as well. EG have done it again.
Who wins 4th seed from a major region? A one small little turret just waiting and chilling there. Baron gets started off by EG now. 4 members of the Mad Lions dead, and EG looking to capitalize.
Baron free for EG. We talked about how important Kaiser's teamfight ultimate was going to be, but he just dies before it even happens. And once they see that down, EG are willing to blitz Mad Lions. You're going to see it here. A not super clean turn. Impact doesn't end up on any of the priority targets. Inspired's getting chunked down by the Baron. They get a lot of resources out of Mad Lions. It should be a disengaged situation here, especially after Kaori misses this, but Kaiser wants to get vision control, doesn't see this hit once. There's the auto, I believe it was.
And the thing here is as well that from the set room, it actually changed before the fight started to the Calibrum instead. So it changed from red to blue, which allowed him to get the sniper, something that potentially Kaiser just wasn't aware of when he saw that little turret. And as soon as they see one member dead, rest of EG spot him at Lions out of position. They have the tools to start the team fight, and they take it.
He's yelling no flash. That's all I can glean. Artemis continues to provide endless entertainment this game. EG is starting to feel the momentum ticking forward for them.
Yeah.
On a Mad Lions again, not really the tools to get things started, but they must do something.
Slowly bleeding here. Mid lane slowly but surely falling down. Engage comes out. Impact starts
it again. Armut this time can't get up the W. Jojo low, but he's gonna go back out of the carry on a killing spree. Coming up clutch when it matters is Inspired. Fainting in once again. Buying time, buying space, as this might be it.
Bates then flash out of Niski. Kaiser dead. 4v5 base defense needed here by Mad Lions to keep their world's dreams alive. Second inhibitor falls.
Impact does have teleport. He's recalling now. He wants to set it up as the TP instead. He gets stopped, but they continue.
They're going for it. EG know that it's so close. They're saying, I am the fire. You are but smoke. Threading the win is EG with its fire charging on in. Carries on a rampage. EG looking to wipe the Lions off the rift. And they fight on their demons and takes down Mad Lions.
For the first time in international competition history, North America beats Europe in a best of 5, a clean 3-0 sweep.